Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to pin soft-bodied insects using this tachinid fly as an example. This is a tomato bristle fly and the scientific name is Hystricia abrupta. The first pin you put into any insect is always the most important because it helps anchor it down to the foam board. For soft-bodied insects, we want it to go into the thorax. Putting the pin through the head or the abdomen can damage your specimen. This right here is a pinning block. It is completely optional and all it does is it helps you set the height of your insect so that everything in your collection has the same height. Something I like to do here is to use another pin and sort of wiggle the limbs of the insect. This helps lessen the chance of them breaking off later. When insects die, their legs tend to curl up under them, so all you want to do here is just straighten it out a bit. Now I'm satisfied with how the fly's legs are, so I'll push the pin onto the foam board until the abdomen of the fly touches the board. You saw it just now when I tried to move the legs on the fly rotated on the pin. So what I'm doing now is I'm bringing in two thicker pins, I like to call them anchor pins, putting them on one side, so now when I probe the fly with the pin again, it does not rotate. And now you can see why it was important for us to straighten the legs of the fly out before putting the fly onto the board. I don't have to dig the legs out from under the body and risk them breaking. So for securing the legs of the flies, I like to use these thinner pins because they're more delicate and don't hurt the flies as much. For securing the legs of the flies, I like to use a pair of these thinner pins and sort of just work the leg out so it's straight and then immediately securing it to the foam board. And by securing the legs, I don't mean pin through the legs, I mean pinning around the legs so that they don't jump back to the position it was originally in. There is definitely no set systematic way I like to approach an insect. Each case is a little different, so you'll definitely just have to learn through experience. For more tricky places, it is definitely okay to use more than one set of pins for each leg, and you can even put down temporary pins to pin down a leg in one spot to make it easier for you to put down the final pin. Here what I realized was that the middle leg was just so tricky that I just had to take out the pins I already put down, do the middle leg first, and then go to the front legs. And as you can see in my right hand, I'm now holding a thicker pin. Thicker pins make it easier to manipulate the legs, but definitely still go ahead and pin it down with a thinner pin. The hind leg can also be tricky in cases like this when it's right under a wing. You just have to be patient and take your time. I would advise using as many pins as you need, but don't use more than you need, or it'll be really messy. And as you can see, this is what the final product looks like on one side. So you can definitely just turn the fly around and do the same thing on the other side, but I'm going to do something a little different here. To identify a fly, the pattern on its wings can actually be very important. So I want to pin it so that the right wing is laid down flat. By having the wing laid flat, it makes viewing under the microscope a lot easier. How I'm doing this is just with a bit of white glue. Just to show an example of what I mean by this, this is another insect I pinned. This is a bee in the genus Agochloropsis. And as you can see on the white dot on the thorax, that is a drop of the white glue, and the wing is held out perfectly. I'm putting some of the glue onto a small petri dish, but you can use any other container or no container if you choose so. And how I'm going to do this is just get a pin, get some white glue on it, and apply that glue to the underside of the wing, right where the wing touches the thorax. And this is perhaps the most delicate part of pinning a bug, is using the pins to position the wings. And as you can see, it is not easy. The idea is to have the pin hold the wing out in the position you want it to be at, and then once the glue sets, the wing should stay in place. Here, I'm going to take out the anchor pins because I no longer need them. As you can see, I'm applying glue a lot of times, but each time only a tiny, tiny drop. And that is how I like to pin my soft-bodied insects, such as bees or flies. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below.